Alright, so we're gonna attack the clutch of my KTM 300 today. It has about over 40 hours. Some of them are race hours, some of them are regular hours, but I feel like it's kind of slipping. I'm looking for a little bit more initial hit, so I want to change the clutch out, see the difference what it makes. I'm sure it does. This is a Hinson clutch. It's pretty generic stuff. This type of clutch by Hinson, it works for all of the two-stroke KTM, which has this style of spring, and all of the four-stroke, they're all the same. So what it is, we have two plates which is thinner than most of them. These are thick plates, so these plates go first when you start replacing the clutch. This is the first and the last. These goes between, and I found the plates are not the same thickness. So most of them are thin, and there is three which is thick. So I want to put the thick on the back side. Remember, when you pull your clutch in, the first, which is away from the engine, the first few disengaging first, and that way, you have to move the lever a little bit, and you have a better result. So you don't have to pull the lever too much to disengage the clutch. So I think my theory is gonna work because the plates are thinner. So I'm gonna put the thinner plates outside and put the thick one all the way back to close to the gears. You know the usual stuff. Put it in oil, get it soaked at least 30 minutes. But the more time you have it in oil, the better it gets. So I recommend you to keep the screws inside the housing, because as you see, they are not the same length. This one is a bit longer than this one is, and you don't want to mess it up. You just want to keep it the way it is, set it down on the floor, and then you're just going to put it back the same way. It just looks so good, and it doesn't smell, so it's not burned. There is three different settings you can set up your clutch. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. The clutch comes with setup number 2. If you wanna change it, then you can go to number 1 or number 3. But I rather just keep it number 2. I never had a problem with it. You want to make sure these things are not falling into your engine. It doesn't look bad at all. If you are familiar with the Japanese bikes, they are starting with the fiber plate, and KTM starting with the metal plate. We're gonna start with the thick one, and we're gonna put these in, these little rings, whatever it's called. try to put it in the right place. Just in case, I put it in a bag, put the old one in a bag, mark that this is the front side, so that way the whole thing can just go back as once if I decided to, you know, something wrong with the Hinson or whatever, you know, just worst case scenario, I have it saved. When you do this clutch replacement, you want to change the oil at the same time. Make sure you have fresh oil in the engine. My first initial impression, I already feel that spring, the flat spring or whatever you call it, what Hinson has, it's stiffer than the KTM has, so I'm gonna go back and replace that. I'm gonna put the KTM plate back on. I don't like this. This is, you know, it's just a beast to pull it in. Hinson out, KTM back in. Wow, back to business. Same thing, super duper light. So definitely not recommend to have the Hinson spring in there. way better than it was before. I mean, it's exactly what it was before. This is the first startup with the Hinson spring in it, and the clutch just don't want to disengage. It definitely doesn't work the way I normally used to, you know, put it with one finger and just not pull the clutch all the way in. It's just not working the way it did before. So that was it. So now the clutch is disengaging by pulling it in the way I used to. So, you know, Hinson, good stuff, but yeah, just try not to use that metal plate what they had.